Hi folks, this is Don Schaefer and I'm excited once again to be with you. We have been on a journey together. We've been looking into things and trying to develop an understanding of what God wants for each and every one of us. And I know last week we got into talking a little bit about stretching forward. We're talking about the fact that our lives are meant to be stretched. And we are meant to expand ourselves in great ways. And a lot of times what happens in a person's life is they get comfortable. They get comfortable and they quit stretching, and they all of a sudden, stuff starts to happen. I know a lady recently was saying that, she wasn't experiencing God in a great way, not like she once did. And my answer to that was she stopped growing. She stopped expanding herself. You see, with God, He wants us to continue to expand our lives. We are never done. We are never through. We have to continue to grow. Doesn't matter what age we are, we have never arrived until the day the lid goes down. Then we have arrived. God has taken us and has brought us to the place where we're meant to be. Until then, we need to stretch ourselves. And that's where a lot of times when people fall into different areas of life, called boredom or finding things that are depressing to them, and just getting them into a position where they feel like they're not going anywhere. And a lot of times that is because they're not stretching, they're not growing themselves. It's important to get involved in different areas that allow you to stretch your capabilities, your potential, and all of that. And this week, I wanted to talk about another angle, and the title of that was A New Day. We're talking about a new day that God has created for each and every one of us. See, with God, it's all about new things. And a lot of times in life, we live in the past. We achieve certain things and we say, hey, you know what? That's it. I've reached my peak. With God, there is no peak. It's always a new day. And that's where if you have, things that are painful, areas of failure, areas of things that just didn't work out right in the past, every day is a new day. I know I met a man just the other day. His name was Leon, and he worked for a glass company, and he was putting a window in for us. And I always like talking to people when I'm with them. I always like to ask them, is this your dream job? And it's always interesting to me to hear what they say. And this guy says, no. He says, my dream job was to be a fireman. But he's 61 years old. He said, when I got out of high school, myself and a buddy, he said, started working for a glass company. And before he knew it, that's what he was doing. And, and then 40 some years went by and now he's 61 years old. And I told him, I says, isn't it amazing? You have different ambitions and things you want to do. And all of a sudden, because you didn't do anything about it, here you are, 61 years old, and you're still doing something that you maybe didn't want to do, but it just gave you money. And he just looked at me and he says, yeah, you're probably right. And that's where I think God has gotten us in a place where every day is a new day. We are filled with dreams, ambitions, and things that we come up with every day. And just perhaps those are God's dreams and ambitions. Perhaps that is what He designed you to be. But you never had a new day. You never took one day to say, hey, you know what? This is the day I'm going to start something and do something with my life. I'm going to try to become the fireman that I've been dreaming about. What do I need to do that? Do I need to go to school? Maybe today I go down and apply for fireman school or whatever the circumstances might be. But you don't let days and years and decades go by without taking advantage of the new day that God gives you. That's why I want to encourage you. If you have some dreams, some aspirations, things that you want to do, things that have been upon your heart for a long time, I want you to take a look at this day and say, hey, you know what? This is a new day. And I'm going to do something today to make it special. I am going to close the door on the past. I am going to open the door to a brand new future, because I know as long as I'm alive and as long as I'm breathing air, God has a purpose for me. I want to thank you for being with me, and I want to encourage you to go after it. And you have yourself a wonderful week. Thank you.